Glad you're joining us for the June edition of the Lee Schools TV podcast. I'm Rob Spicker, Assistant Director in the Communications Department. Summer just getting started for our students, giving them that well-deserved break after what's really been a kind of difficult school year for many of them. And students are going to be our focus today. Seniors, in fact, the top seniors that have just graduated out of the school district of Lee County. Today we're going to get to know three of our most recent high school graduates and who've really given it all over the last 4 years. The colleges they're going to, their grade point averages, the awards and scholarships they've won certainly prove that and make it abundantly clear. So up first, I want to introduce you from Fort Myers High School to Ohm Druve. Ohm, congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here and all of your success in high school. You're off on your way to Princeton in the fall. So why Princeton, and what are you thinking you're going to study?
Yeah, well, when it came to college, I really wanted a college that had a high academic rigor. Princeton fit all of those and more. It's undergraduate focused. Princeton is one of the few Ivies that doesn't have a law school or a business school, so they're really focused on their undergraduates, and that's the kind of relationship that I wanted with my professors. In addition to that, Princeton has a large endowment, so I was lucky to get great financial aid. And it was really between Princeton, Yale, and Penn that I was deciding. When I visited Princeton, I just had a direct fit, and I loved it. I love the experience. I love the campus. Two of the programs that I'm really interested in going into are operations research and financial engineering. That's just a lot of words for the intersection of finance and computer science, two fields I really want to go into. And then their School of Public and International Affairs.
So where do you think that leads? I know you could obviously change along the way, but where right now do you think that leads you to as a career?
Yeah, I think it'd lead me to being an executive at a financial services firm or a tech firm, really two passions that I'd love to come together.
You were very busy competing academically in high school. You won or placed in the top three of a number of local, state, national, even international competitions. So it's a long list. So I just want to ask you, which one maybe stands out, or is there two that stand out? And why does that competition, that accomplishment stand out to you?
Yeah, it'd have to be the International Science and Engineering Fair, or ISEF. We're really lucky that in this county, our county sponsors 6 people from the region to compete at ISEF every year. And this year, I was just in Dallas, Texas last week, competing with 5 of my friends, and placed 3rd in biomedical and health sciences. And ISEF is really the culmination of everything I've been doing for the last 4 years. It's the culmination of science, research, app programming and development that I've been able to do through other competitions like the Congressional App Challenge, as well as the device I was able to engineer, a proof of concept diabetic retinopathy diagnostic device.
A what?
A proof of concept diabetic retinopathy diagnostic device. So it was a device that could diagnose retinal diseases.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I can see why that one stands out. You mentioned the financial aid you're being awarded from Princeton, but you also got one of the future engineer scholarships from Amazon. That's worth $40,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I was not expecting to get it. I applied on a last minute effort, thought maybe I'd be able to get it. And I was lucky to be one of 400 people in the nation to get it. The process was actually really easy, and highly recommend any senior out there, rising senior, to apply if they're interested in tech. The application takes 10 to 15 minutes, and it can go towards a long career of computer science or engineering. You even get a paid internship with Amazon your next summer.
So. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So your next summer is already booked.
Yeah.
All right. Now you were in the IB program at Fort Myers High School. That alone is hard enough. But you've graduated here with really twice the credits that were necessary and a grade point average that's at 6.9. How did you do that?
It was a lot of online classes and part-time dual along with IB. So in addition to my 6 IB classes, I took a total of 11 dual enrollment classes, 13 AP classes, and 13 honors classes.
Oh my goodness.
And so most of those were on FLVS. So I guess it really came into time management, because on one hand, I did want to prioritize my extracurriculars, but on the other, I was taking 13 classes per year, and it was a lot. But Google Calendar came in clutch.
I'll bet it did. You also swam, right? A varsity swimmer, which I imagine, listening to you, that helps give you a little bit of balance. So what drove you to just be so involved and so studious almost?
I guess it was really just trying to find my niche in the world. I'm still not sure really where I want to go. I mean, I have a couple ideas, as you can see by financial engineering, but that's not the end game. It's really me trying to find how I can make an impact on the world. And through clubs, I'm able to see almost every opportunity possible, whether it's politics, business, or STEM. And it's navigating that intersection that I hope to do and continue to do so in college.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, with as much as you've done, that you had fun in high school, that you did enjoy the experience. That is part of it, is to make sure you have a good time. So you had fun.
Absolutely.
All right, good. And do you have a favorite memories or something that stands out in your time at Fort Myers High School?
Yeah, I'd have to narrow it down to two memories, really. The first one being celebrating senior night with my parents and especially my teammates that I've been able to interact with and swim with for the last 4 years on relays and such. But also during our fall sports pep rally when two of my senior friends lifted me up and I was swimming in the air.
That's good. Well, I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Being one of our top seniors, your GPA off to Princeton, all the awards, the scholarships. You certainly have worked for it. You deserve it. So at the school district, we wish you all the best in the years to come.
Thank you so much. And thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Our next top senior is Caitlin Fan from Cape Coral High School. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Caitlin is finishing up this school year with a 6.0 grade point average in IB, with the IB diploma at least coming as well. Those tests are probably coming up in the next month or so.
No, we already finished our
you
test.
finished your test. So do you have an IB diploma as well, or are you waiting?
We're waiting until probably like beginning sometime June to get our results back.
To find out.
Yeah.
Well, 6.8 grade point average. They were probably hard, but I have a feeling you'll get some good results.
Hopefully so.
So I want to ask you about the accomplishments of such a grade point average through, again, the IB program. What do you think was your secret to success, academically at least, in high school over the last 4 years?
It's definitely making use of like your teachers. Many students like struggle during the IB program, and I find that a lot of people are afraid to ask for help or think that, maybe it's frowned upon to ask for help. But when you're during like a time of struggle, especially with COVID-19 and Hurricane Ian occurring, you need to make use of like your resources, ask for extensions, or like at least communicate with your teacher to let them know, okay, maybe I'm struggling a bit, maybe I need tutoring after school, could you maybe extend a deadline? Because working hard can only get so far. You also need to give yourself that leeway to, perform well in school as well.
Yeah. You remind me of something, that you guys are what has been referred to as the class of COVID.
Yeah.
You went home as freshmen. You had maybe that mixed bag as sophomores. We had another third year of a lot of people being sent home from school because of the recurrence. Again, there was another wave that came through. And then we have Hurricane Ian this fall. So how did you find yourself as a way to persevere through all of that?
Like I said, just communicating with your teachers, using a lot of online resources, like through Hurricane Ian and COVID-19, I learned a lot of like research skills. Googling is like very, very useful. And like most importantly, my family and friends, of course. Just being able to talk with them still and have like the bonded experience of like going through the hurricane together, because a lot of people say, like, in addition to IB is like a very niche experience. So is like the hurricane, and it's something that we persevered through with each other.
Did you have a favorite subject, maybe a favorite teacher?
My favorite subject was psychology, mainly because of the teacher. I've come to realize through high school that my favorite subjects tend to be the subjects that I'm good at. But that's also because of like the great mentorship that my teachers gave me. Like, because I'm good at a subject or because I like a subject, it's due to the understanding and the flexibility of my teachers. So that's what I value in like colleges as well, like looking for a teacher who really understands the students and who's able to make amends with us.
You were involved in student government.
Yes.
Through many of the years. Why did you choose to run for those positions or get involved that way?
Initially, I joined student government because I wanted to get experience in leadership. And I joined freshman year And then I continued throughout that because I liked the sense of community that it gave me, especially during junior year when I had to like help host prom or create senior events. And at that point, the club didn't even seem like a responsibility anymore. It was just a time for a bunch of people to hang out and like create posters for senior events and just discuss.
How do you think high school's prepared you and your friends for what's next, college, career? Are you ready to go?
I hope I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to go. Regarding my experience as an IB student, I think it's helped me learn research skills and how to like sell myself almost because yes, we work hard, but it's also not all about academics. When I was applying to college, it's being able to show that you have potential in the future because not everyone has the same resources, obviously. So you need to show that you were able to make do with the resources that you had.
Any advice for the students that are coming up behind you that you've learned that you think could help them?
It's just to not overwork yourself as an academic person. Like I said before, give yourself that leeway. There's so many other options that you have. Like we're taught that there's one specific way to go about life. Oh, like get into this college, get into this dream school. But if you don't get into your dream school and you get into something else that maybe at first you're not happy with, you can still you can still transfer. Maybe you will be happy with it. You can still try. There's other options. You don't have to even go to college to be happy. But just give yourself options. Always remember that there are more things that you can do out there.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite memory of high school?
My favorite memory would have to be an SGA memory about a senior pep rally that we had, and we had the boys do cheerleading, and I think that was the best part about it because it was so out of the ordinary for them.
Yes. They don't do well at it,
No.
do they? No, they don't.
No, well, surprisingly, they did do well. They did gymnastics
really?
and acrobatics during
Good for them, then.
pep rally.
All
I
right.
was very impressed.
So you're off to Bernard College in New York. Why did you choose that particular school?
First, I wanted to look for a liberal arts school because I had no idea what I was going to do except for something in STEM. Like I'm going for like the healthcare fields or engineering, but at the same time, I'm not sure at all. So I went for a liberal arts school, and then I also looked for the location because I wanted somewhere that I could walk everywhere if needed, and New York City is like one of the best options for that. And secondly, I looked at their mental health resources because I was struggling with that as well, and I saw that they had a really supportive community, tight-knit, so I like really liked that aspect of Barnard College.
So just had everything you were thinking that you were going to need or want. And you talked real quickly there about a couple things you're leaning towards or thinking about. I know you don't have a major, but do you know what path you may head? Although of course it's probably going to change, but.
Right. It's everywhere, but it's like I've been thinking, like I've been going from like computer software to mechanical engineering to like even surgeon and then architecture. Like I am open to all options. In like regarding STEM, I have like a creative approach when coming to STEM. Like I'm a very artsy person, so I actually wanted to go into engineering because of that creative freedom instead of like the healthcare, which is why I'm between, healthcare or engineering.
Mm-hmm. You'll find your way.
Yeah.
Students usually do, at least, maybe a year or two, and you find the one that chooses the path for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you for coming in. Congratulations again on so much success in high school, and we wish you all the best of luck in the future. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our third top senior this year is Francisco Gonzalez from Gateway High School. Francisco, part of the first graduating class at Gateway, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming in and all your success in high school. What I found interesting about your story, you were part of Cambridge, dual enrollment, and the FGCU Collegiate Academy that's at
right.
Gateway. So how did you find a way to be involved in all three in 4 years?
Well, starting my first 3 years of high school was where I focused in dual enrollment and the Cambridge program. I've been doing dual enrollment and Cambridge classes since freshman year. So they stuck me in there as soon as I got to high school. So I focused on that. I did a good amount of dual enrollment courses. I was able to get my ACE diploma this year. So that's Bright Futures secured. And then my final year, my senior year, I applied for the FGCU Collegiate Academy. I got in and I did both semesters there, which, helped me out a good lot. It helped me experience college firsthand without having to, actually be there. So it was a really enjoyable experience, and I'm really glad I did it.
The Collegiate Academy, as opposed to dual enrollment, if I'm right, that's essentially you're a full-time college student.
Basically, literally, essentially, I'm a full-time college student. I was there on campus every day. The only difference between me and a full-time student is that I don't have housing on campus. I'm not allowed to house on campus. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah. So having done all three of those, and those are options for a lot of students, is there one that you recommend that, you think was beneficial that you would recommend other students to look at?
Well, all three are really good options. For sure, I would probably recommend Cambridge or the ACE program the most, only because not only are you receiving the dual enrollment credit, like the college credit from the classes anyways, you have the chance to receive your ACE diploma, and with your ACE diploma, you can get Bright Futures if you're going at least to a university here in Florida, public university. Bright Futures is super helpful, and it's essential, really. So I would recommend, for that, in that regard, I would recommend the Cambridge program, but all three are extremely beneficial.
So you're finishing, has it gone up, or is it 5.7 your grade point average?
I believe it's 5.72, something
Okay.
like that. Yeah,
No, so 5.7,
Yeah.
nothing to think
Yeah.
too badly about. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. So do you have advice, when you've done these academies, these three programs with that 5.7 at the end, how do you, recommend to other students who might want to have some of the same success what they should do?
Well, it's the thing for me is talent, it only takes you so far. You really have to put in the hard work, and it's a lot of hard work, trust me. And but that's pretty much what it is. You gotta, every opportunity you have, every open door, you have to take it. If you don't take it, even if you don't want to, sometimes it's difficult. It's like, damn, I don't really want to do this today, or I don't really want to have to put myself through this, but you're gonna have to if you want to invest in yourself and invest in your future. So it's talent if you have it, and hard work, lots of hard work.
What's your favorite memory of the last few years into, Gateway High School?
Well, I mean, I've only been at Gateway High School for the last 2 years, but without a doubt, I'd have to say it was probably having fun and collaborating with my peers in Miss Whitlow's class. Shout out Miss Whitlow. I really enjoyed that class, and it was just a good time all around. So
What subject was that?
it was an ACE class. It was ACE Thinking Skills.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're off to the University of Central Florida.
That's
going to be
correct.
studying aerospace engineering. So why that program, and where do you think it's going to take you?
So originally I was undecided. I didn't know exactly. I was thinking first mechanical engineering, then electrical engineering, and then maybe double majoring. But ultimately my friends talked me into aerospace engineering, and they showed me it, and I was, they kind of piqued my interest, and I was like, this seems more reasonable, maybe something more concrete for me. And especially UCF, the University of Central Florida, it's a space school. It was founded, where with the thought of Cape Canaveral, I believe, in mind. So it's very much aerospace and space involved school. So I thought, if I'm going to do aerospace engineering, it should be at one of the best schools in the nation for that. And in terms of it, aerospace engineering, I hope for it to lead me to a private company, hopefully either Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon. I want to be an aerospace engineer at one of those companies. So,
Do you think that high school's prepared you for that and for the career to come?
I believe so. Without a doubt, there's definitely not completely encompassing. Like there might be a little bit on a couple of aspects which I could probably work on, but high school I feel has prepared me sufficiently for the future. And
you moved here your sophomore year.
That's correct. I moved from Miami.
Yeah, so moving's tough enough. And then, as I said before, the class of COVID. So combine all those things, and how did you manage to stay focused or manage all those, if you will, interferences or things that got in the way during school?
Well, it wasn't easy, and especially starting brand here fresh, it was very difficult. Especially my first couple weeks, I didn't know anybody. So, but like I said, it was just staying determined. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I want to be successful. I know I want to achieve great heights. So, I just stayed in my own lane, and I made it happen. So.
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting as well that you earned your volunteer hours that you need for the Bright Future Scholarship by working with your school's IT specialist.
That's correct.
So what did you do?
Well, I was there with Mr. Lukes during the summer, and since he's the IT specialist, I was his assistant, and basically we prepared the computers, all the printers, anything that teachers needed for the following school year. We had that prepared over the summer, as well as the Chromebooks for the students. We made sure those were all in running order. So it was something that interests me, and I'm glad I did, because it was an enjoyable experience, and I got a little bit into tech, which he showed me a couple things that I didn't know. So I'm very glad I did that.
So it was a learning experience as well. You got everything, and all in one summer, or did you do it over a longer period of time?
No, that was all in one summer, and then some a little bit at the beginning of the school year.
Oh, cool. Glad you got that experience. And I want to just say thank you again for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on being one of our top seniors. We appreciate your time. We need to as well thank Ohm and Caitlin for coming in, being a part of our podcast today. All three of you, I am sure, after meeting and talking to you, are going to do some great things in the future. So from the school district, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
We appreciate everybody joining us today. We're going to be off in the month of July, but back in August just before school starts with the next edition of the Lee Schools TV podcast.